of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
David Walker.
Here.
Soren Peterson.
Here.
Mike Cunningham.
Here.
Jennifer Eden. Here. Al Poole.
Here.
Marcy Houston here, and Chuck Schultz is absent.
Okay, I'd like to suspend our regular board meeting minute to conduct a public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is the review of the proposed Silver Lake Estates waste collection project for 2017, the Special Assessment District, and to hear any objections to the proposed project. Our clerk has a few things that she wants to read off. Please remember that this is an opportunity for the public to make comments regarding this assessment. Please make the comments to the board whether you're in favor or opposition, and refrain from turning this into an argument with your neighbors. Madam Clerk.
Well, as you know, there's been a petition circulated to have a single waste hauler established for your subdivision, and there's been some concerns, and I just wanted to try to address some of the concerns up front. I know that people are concerned about the possibility that this project is going to be raised 10% each year over the next 10 years, and the 10% is that the project can't exceed the estimated cost by 10% over the life of the project, over the full 10 years. So if there were some significant increases in costs of waste removal, then it would be a possibility that we would have to terminate the special assessment, and then if you wanted it to continue, to repetition. So I just wanted to let you know that it's not that this project can go up to 10% each year, which would in the end possibly be 100%. That's not how this is going to happen. And I know that there were some concerns about what if there's problems with the company that's selected, are you just going to be stuck with them? And that's not going to be the case. If there's enough complaints that come in and they're not being addressed, then we will have a termination clause in the contract that will allow us to terminate the contract early, so we could actually select another company. So I just want you to know you're not going to be stuck with somebody that's not providing good service for 10 years with no way out. I think that's all that I had to say.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take public comment. When you make a comment, please stand up, state your name and address for the record, please. One.
My name is Gordon McAllister. I'm on parcel 07, the 111 Malaga Drive, and I'm neither for or against right now. I had Marcy had answered a lot of questions for me on the two trash haulers that you had, and now I see Republic's on here. Got a pretty good competitive quote from what I can see. Looks like they're addressing pickup of big items on a, I have to look at the exact details, but I think it was on a pretty regular basis. You know exactly what that is? I'd have to go through this. I just had a few minutes to look at it. But the big items were going to be picked up numerous times. I think it was one of the trash haulers was only going to do it twice a year, so residents would have to pick up the other big parcel costs. But they didn't do the waste removal, whereas another one did waste removal. So when it all comes down to it, it's a matter of services and what you get for the service, right? And I still don't know exactly what the objective was for doing this. Is it not to see trash vehicles on our roads? Is it not to have the mass of the truck on the roads? Exactly is it for? So that's a question back to you guys if you found out, because I don't know. And I kind of would like to know that information to make an educated decision.
Usually what happens is someone will circulate a petition and bring it to us, and whatever the reason is, I don't know, I wasn't there when they explained it. Did you have a comment on that?
All right, Wayne Whitaker, 9305 Marinus. I was home when the petition came through, so I talked to I don't recall his name. The two major concerns was the wear and tear on the roads. That's one of them. And because the roads, as I had mentioned earlier, we had a nice paving job done several years ago. I was the one that walked through the subdivision with that petition to get the roads paved. And in my opinion, the roads are holding up really good, but they are splitting and separating, and that's probably due to the excessive amount of garbage truck traffic that we have. So the number one reason for the petition that I recall was the load on the road constantly throughout the week. I don't know how many days during the week, 3 or 4 days. And then the excessive traffic every morning when the garbage trucks come through. That was the whole reason that I believe the petition went around, was to try to eliminate the traffic in our subdivision with the trucks, eliminate the noise, potential stink on a nice hot summer day, maybe, I don't know, and the load on the roads.
Yeah.
So that's one reason. If I can also make a comment to Republic, I don't see it yet that it says yard waste collection. Most of these say how many yard waste bags you can put out. If it exceeds a certain amount, then it's 50 cents or $1 per bag or something. I'm just curious, I don't see any limit listed for Republic. I mean, in the fall, when my wife cuts the grass short and rakes up the leaves, boy, I got a front load of those bags sitting out front.
I mean, the way I read that proposal, I think that's all part of the 1313 unit per month fee, because they're not stating it. I mean, they're saying they're going to pick it up from April through November, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's
So that's
no
a pretty
limit
good,
listed.
that's a pretty good deal, because the other ones were, the other two suppliers were saying one was going to do it and one wasn't. And they also said the same thing with big pickups, right? One was going to do it 2 times a year, had no idea what they charge you for an individual pickup. The other guy said they'd do it, I think it was every single pickup or every other pickup, so quite a few times, right? 52 times in a year.
So I guess things like this, would these need to be clarified before a contractor were to be chosen?
Answer that.
I mean, I think the
Yeah,
bottom
I
line
don't
here
know
is
the
that,
answer.
you know, if we have Republic who's going to do it all and they've got a competitive price, I'm not sure anybody would basically object to that. But it comes down to is if you have to choose one over the other, that's why people in our neighborhood right now have selected different trash haulers, because they provide a service they want versus another supplier.
Right.
But this Republic looks pretty good to me.
We're not actually selecting a carrier tonight, are we?
No.
No, we're actually,
Going to determine who's going to select this carrier.
essentially you will.
And it seems like we have Republic that has our other 2 contracts, and it seems like they have unlimited yard waste pickup. Yeah, it seemed like it was a lot.
Probably nothing nice. Single-family yard waste collection. This is picking up every other week. There's no stipulation on how many.
I'm looking for large objects.
That was,
Thought I saw it in there somewhere.
oh, it was on the first page.
Limitations of pickup of.
This is what was on the.
I wanted to go back to your comment regarding the trash trucks. Last week, I don't know how many people were here, our engineer was here, and he said, when you have roads that don't have curb and gutter on them, they just kind of taper off, and there's some gravel and stuff on the side. The trash trucks do pose a big problem there because they kind of start getting on that edge and breaking that edge off, and then that's where you start getting, drainage issues and stuff, and that's where you start eroding away your road. So there is some validity to the fact that, when you don't have a curb and gutter and you have a road that turns, it's just asphalt and then gravel and ditched, that the trash trucks do pose a problem there. Does anybody else have any other comments?
Yeah, Kurt Schultz, I'm on lot 78. Could you explain how the assessment will work for lots out there?
Excuse me, it'll be assessed annually on your winter tax bill. So December 1st is when it will be assessed. And if this goes through, it would be December 1st would be the first time of this year. And then it actually your pickup wouldn't actually begin until April 1st of next year. So we assess, we collect, and then we start the service. So we have the monies collected in advance of when we have to pay them out.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Thank you for your comments. And we will reconvene our regular board meeting regular board meeting. Next is approval to the agenda. I would like to just switch new business item with business item number 3 as previously promised, to make sure that Mr. Weir doesn't have to sit through another meeting again tonight. So if there's no other changes, I'll go ahead and call for a motion.
So support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the agenda as amended. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Next is approval of the consent agenda, the regular board meeting minutes from August 15th, 2017, and the clerk's warrants and bills.
Moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, communications. Item number 1, Planning Commission approved meeting minutes, July 18th, 2017. Item number 2, Planning Commission meeting synopsis, August 8th, 2017. Item number 3, information affecting Voya retirement. Item number 3. Item number 4 is Township Revenue and Expenditure Report, August 30th, 2017. And number 5 is the Fire Run Report from July 2017.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to receive and place communications 1 through 5 on file. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That carries. Public remarks. Anybody have any comments about our public meeting tonight? Anything else? Yes, sir.
What's next for our subdivision for? This was to hear opposing views?
Sure. So what's next is new business. We'll have to do a resolution directing the preparation of a special assessment roll to create a special assessment to collect it. And then an acknowledgement of the filing of the special assessment roll to issue the statutory notices, and then we would go forward with selecting a carrier after that.
Would that action be another meeting of
No, it'll be before the next public hearing. So I think what I want to try to do is get some more information together for you from the different companies and send out a letter to you so that you have some more clear information. But it sounds like from the people who are here, you're really interested in having recycling. You like the fact that you have yard waste that's being picked up regularly, and so I think I have an idea what you're looking for. So I will try to put together maybe a list of like comparisons between the 3 companies and get that out to you.
Public come in with the cheapest price and they're doing all that.
They're really close to what Dougie's is. Green for Life was the most.
Wasn't Dougie's the one who was only big
I
items?
think that Republic Services
quite a bit more comprehensive for about the same dollars, but.
Right.
it's like you're-
Right.
Looks like they've got all the bases covered.
And I,
When I looked at Dougie's said 2 bulk items per year. Look at Republic, and the pricing looks very competitive to me. First page, we also pick up items that contain Freon, such as refrigerators, ice makers, window air conditioners, freezers, and other appliances for items containing I guess, provided that Freon has been removed. So those are some big ticket items, right? And they're gonna pick those up on a regular. You just don't wanna pick up stuff, from cars, like oil and hazardous waste, which I understand, but the other suppliers not. So, I mean, I think everybody wants a voice in who gets selected here. And that's why I was unopposed to being for or against it. I'd like to see, I think, Republic be picked if their price is very competitive, offers all the residents everything they want at a competitive price.
and they do have the contracts with our other 2 special assessment districts as well. So they do provide the 2 large blue containers, just so you know.
At no charge?
Yeah.
I think it was Douglas was $10 per quart.
Yeah, but.
We just got this information, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to kind of break it down.
I just got it
separate
today.
So that's why I think a lot of
Sure.
people have questions.
Well,
You tell just by looking at Republic's proposal.
Sure.
They're, I know
Right.
these other guys are waste
well,
numbers too, but.
we'll have another public hearing before this that'll define all that, and we'll lay it out. And it'll be a lot clearer for everybody, as well as it will be for us.
There's a charge for those containers.
No, and I'm pretty sure that when we had the containers delivered to the Jane Hill subdivision and Shannon Glen, that was part of the contract, is they provided those. But you do get a big one for recycling too. Some people don't like that, but I'm sure you've seen them in the city of Fenton or city of Linden. Those 2 big blue containers, that's what you're gonna get.
Well, I look forward to the next meeting, and thanks for doing all this.
No, you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why both parts of Silver Lake Estates were included? Yeah, that's kind of a question I had too. So,
We didn't circulate the petition. I mean, whoever circulated the petition decided it was gonna be this and circulated it.
excluded people on Bennett Lake Road and Whitaker are part of the Silver Lake Estates.
Right. I don't know what the reasoning was there. I just know that I was asked to do this for those streets within the subdivision. Oops.
Isn't it? Or Silver Lake, there's Silver Lake 1 and Silver Lake 2.
Two.
So. Whichever one we are.
I know there's a split, it's
Yeah.
like one half is on the east side, one half's on the west side, so, I mean, I think there's parcels on, Bennett Lake Road that are in 1 and 2, and Whitaker, I think they're only in 1, I believe. But I could be wrong on that, I'd have to pull out my old. But anyhow, thanks, I look forward to the next meeting. How are we gonna find out about the next meeting?
You'll get a letter.
Letter, okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, any other comments? All right, moving on to unfinished business. We have none, so we're going to move to new business. We're jumping over here to number 3, the Weir MyCat Land Division. As you know, there were little discrepancies with some of the pages that have been corrected now, verified that. That's all set, that's all ready to go. So Al, you want to take it real quick?
Seems like all the requirements have been met, and we're in good shape, so I would recommend that we approve the Weir MyCat Land Division.
So moved. It's been motioned and supported to approve the Weir MyCat Land Division. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We'll be contacting you. You're going to have to come in and sign the original survey, don't we?
We have to get that stamped and get the letter for you to take down to Register of Deeds. So,
Do we need to do anything?
no, we already have it. You brought that into us, so we have the original that has the correct page numbers on it. So we do have the original, so we should be all set. So,
Why don't you just give us a call tomorrow?
yeah. We can probably have it ready for you sometime tomorrow. Right, yeah.
What time, Terry? What time?
Terry's gonna do it.
Sooner the better, yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were pressed to get it last time, so.
I'll try to do it first thing.
There you go.
I'll give you my card, call us when it's ready.
I mean, they have served penance at the last meeting.
They did pay their due.
They
for the
did
last
serve, you
meeting.
did serve penance after the last meeting, so it seems fair that we do as quickly as
We
possible.
enjoyed it.
Kids
here, so.
You need to seriously up your entertainment swag if you enjoyed that, so.
Yeah, or increase your budget, one or the other, right?
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to move to the resolution to approve project details and directing the preparation of the special assessment role for Silver Lakes Waste Collection Project. This is a resolution, which would be Resolution 170901 if approved.
So resolved.
Support.
It's been motioned and it's been resolved and supported to approve the project details and directing the preparation of the special assessment role for Silver Lake Estates Waste Collection Project, Resolution 170901. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Al Poole,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes. Mike Cunningham,
No.
Storm Peterson,
Yes.
David Walker,
No.
and Chuck Schultz is absent.
Okay, so the motion carries. It's been resolved. Next is resolution acknowledging the filing of the special assessment role, scheduling a hearing, directing the issuance of statutory notices, and ratifying previous actions of the Silver Lake Estates Waste Collection Project. This would be Resolution 170902.
So resolved.
I'll support again.
Been resolved and supported to acknowledge the filing of the special assessment role, scheduling a hearing, directing the issuance of statutory notices, and ratifying previous actions of the Silver Lake States Waste Collection Project, Resolution 170902. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Mike Cunningham,
No.
I say yes. Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
Storm Peterson,
Yeah.
David Walker,
No.
and Chuck Schultz is absent.
Having a majority, that resolution passes. Next, item number 4, resolution to adopt the committed fund balance. This is resolution over here. Resolution 170903, basically what this is, through GASB, we basically have money that we have to spend, and we need to commit the money before we collect it in taxes. So that's what this is. So we're going to commit $500,000 of general fund from Fund 101 to cover the cash flow shortages, which we'll recoup at the end of the year at tax collection.
And this, in the past, we've done this annually, but our accountant says we don't have to do this annually. That's why this one doesn't have dates in it. So we won't have to every year do this. Once we commit it, we don't have to do it every year, so.
Unless we change the amount.
Correct, correct.
So resolved.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported to adopt the committed fund balance, Resolution 170903. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Al Poole,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Storm Peterson,
Yes.
David Walker,
Yes.
I say yes, and Chuck Schultz is absent.
And as that resolution passes, as we're rolling through resolutions, we have one to revise our employee handbook. Remember last time we had some employees that wanted to get paid for training, and we didn't have a policy for it. So I kind of created this policy that's included. It's pretty simple. Basically says Tyrone Township recognizes that training is important to your role as an employee of the township. In order to be paid for training, you must be employed by the township at the time of enrollment, and the training must be relative to your job functions and/or duties. All training costs of training requires approval of your supervisor and the township board.
So resolved.
Before you do that,
Okay.
can I make one recommendation?
Sure.
Would you mind changing the term relative to relevant?
Must be relevant.
Yep.
Relevant.
I have something very
Okay.
tangential that I could sign up for that's relative to my job, but not relevant to my job.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Not being a word geek, but I'm just saying.
Oh, but you are.
Yeah, I know, I get that. Okay.
And we can appreciate that.
Yeah, okay. I just- relevant makes more sense to me when I do it, so.
Going back to previous year, Marna and I both went to a class. Now, are you going to specify the trustees or other than employees? Because technically, I don't know if we're employees.
Yeah, they're employees. You're employees.
No, this is for the employee handbook.
But if there's training, like MTA training or something like that, that's for trustees,
We're not employees.
not for that purpose,
Yeah.
no. But if there is
Yeah.
training that trustees should go to, because there is sometimes some.
We always approve by the board.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I was just wondering if that'd be specified.
No, because we just have employees that have wanted to go to training, so now we have a guideline that tells them, hey, if you're gonna go to training, these are the rules that apply.
Yeah.
You know, and anytime we go to a seminar, we have the board approve that anyway. So if you're gonna go to a training, if I go to the MATS training, you know, and we budget pretty well for this, but we just don't want people coming up and say, well, I'm doing this job, but I wanna go to training for this job and I want you to pay me for it. Well, it's not relevant to your position, so why would we pay for it, right? So that's all that is.
And that's only if you're seeking reimbursement.
Right.
Right.
You
Yeah.
do whatever you want to. yeah.
Or paid,
Right, or pay.
so,
And
we pay them for their,
so, given the fact that this is built in here, are there any budget implications in this at all? I mean, we already budget a certain amount, but I guess my question is, like, is that number going to change now as a result of this?
No.
I don't think so.
no, not at all. If anything, it'll, you know, it'll keep it in check.
Well, I mean, yes, that's my question. Are a lot of people suddenly going to raise their hand and say, I think I'd like to take this class now that's relevant to my job?
No, because I think we already
We've always
do
been
offer it
pretty
to
outgoing
them.
about
Right.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's all.
no.
Okay.
Well, it's just like if all of a sudden I wanted to go start taking classes that related to the treasurer's office, you know, probably
Not relevant to your job.
not relevant to what I'm doing. Now, if I was gonna go take an assessing class,
Yeah,
that's relevant to my job.
but it is relative to your job, which is why we're changing that. So, go ahead. I'm all done.
We wordplay all day, I mean, it's kind of fun.
I can parse words till you're exhausted if you'd like, but go ahead.
Okay. So did you want to,
Yeah, so resolved as amended.
okay, and second by Zorn. So it's been motioned and resolved to revise the handbook to include employee training. Resolution 170904, make sure to include the word relevant instead of relative. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
David Walker,
Yes.
Soren Peterson.
Yes.
I say yes, and Chuck Schultz is absent.
So that motion carries. Next is item number 6 of new businesses. This is authorization to provide additional compensation for election-related duties.
So what we're doing is, since my election coordinator left, I'm kind of splitting up some of the job duties, and I have somebody that's doing some of the work with me, and so I just wanted to be able to compensate her accordingly.
And that'll go through the employee committee as to percentage of jobs and delegation. So three of us will determine the amount. Rather than hiring a new person, we're just delegating some of it off.
Okay.
So it's not a large amount of work.
It's not going to make any difference in our expenses on that, what we've budgeted for that position.
Right.
If anything, there'll be a savings.
Changing names and.
Right, because some of the function's going to be absorbed through the clerk's office, and some of it's going to be delegated to another employee.
Okay. So moved.
Been motion and supported to authorize and provide additional compensation for election-related duties. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
I think it was me.
Yeah, it was Al.
Next is appointments to the Zoning Board of Appeals. One of our members of the Zoning Board of Appeal, Jeff Young, had resigned due to his increased job responsibilities. He does work in public safety, and he was called upon to take on a new role, so he just basically had to resign immediately. He didn't have the time to do it. So we have a gentleman, John Ward, that was very interested. He was an alternate. He wanted to fill a spot. And then we have a new person that's been trying to get on the planning commission. I've interviewed him a lot of times. Still interested, and he said that he would love to be on anything that we could get him on to. So Perry Green over on Dean Road. He would like to be an alternate on the Zoning Board of Appeals. So I've interviewed, both of these people before, and I think that they'll bring good value to the Zoning Board of Appeals. So I'll go ahead and ask the board approve the appointments.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve John Ward to the ZBA and Perry Green as an alternate. They're filling in terms, so their terms will expire on 8/31/19 and 8/31/18. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. We have no miscellaneous business, public remarks. We have none. So I'll entertain a
Very
motion
quiet.
to adjourn.
Support.
Been motioned and supported to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
Oh, you got these.
Yeah.
Which Joe Trollman is that? That's
Joey.
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 I was